players to bring in. Yeah, we're struggling for players at the moment. No, that's not going to happen. As I continually say, we're not actively looking for anything. Yeah, unless something drastic happens between now and the end of the window, we won't be bringing anyone in.
Categorically, rule that out now. There won't be anybody coming in until.
Unless something dramatic happens with the squad of players we've got. I'm happy with the squad we got. It is a big squad. Did bring in 7 new players in the summer, and I do trust the group of players to take us where we need to be.
There were stories that Frank Ronaldo was in Italy at the weekend looking at Freddie Guarin and Marco Vucinic. No truth there.
I don't know whether he was or whether he wasn't. No, I don't know. He goes to a lot of games and he's always keeping his eyes open to see if there's anything spectacular we should be taking.
In terms of players, like you said, it is a big squad. Any chance of players leaving on loan in the next 300 days? Possibly, but yeah, as I say, I'm happy with the squad of players we got, and if no one was to leave, I'll be delighted. But also, if they do leave, then they would have my backing as well. Interest from Borussia Dortmund in Lewis Holtby. Would he be a player possibly on his way out?
I like Lewis. He's a good lad. He's one of the best trainers we've got at the club. I understand, as I do with all players, having played the game myself, they all want to play. And if they're not getting a lot of opportunities, sometimes you have to be fair to the player. But first and foremost, my job is to do what's right for the football club.
Etienne, Capoue, another one. I know you said previously he's behind Beale in the pecking order. So to get some game time.
Yeah, same with Etienne. He's a good lad. He's a good trainer. He's not giving me a moment's problem, and I don't expect him to be a problem. I said he was behind Nabil because I knew Nabil. I'm getting to know Etienne now as well, so he's at the forefront of my mind at the moment. But as I say, you have to be fair to the players. We have got a lot of players in that midfield area, and if an opportunity does arise, then if it's right for the football club, then we will let players move on.
Turning our attention to tomorrow night, I think Manchester City scored 110 goals in 36 games. 20 stop them.
It's obviously proved to be difficult for a lot of teams, especially over the last couple of months. Seem to have got momentum going, and we know what they can score, and they can score from all areas of the field. You try and stop one, someone else pops up. We have to worry about them. We have to be responsible. We have to make sure we're concentrated and defend very well at all times. But I think we also need to see if there's anything we can do to affect them. And there will be weaknesses in their play, and hopefully we can try and exploit some of them.
You remember seeing a team that seemed to be able to score at will as much as they can this season?
Yeah, I played in one. It's so long ago. You were too young.
The defeat there earlier this season, is that something that's still raw in a lot of the players?
I haven't heard them talk about it, to be honest, but it would be. I mean, the professional pride, to get beat is one thing, but to get beat by 6 is a real blow. I've watched that game recently myself, just to have a look at some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses. And early on in the game, there was some weaknesses. Domination of possession was Tottenham's, but obviously they get that free goal early on and took the momentum. And as I say, if you don't stem the flow, they can be home and dry very, very quickly. We can't afford a capitulation like we saw at the Etienne.
It was kind of the beginning of the end for Andre that match, wasn't it? Years back.
Well, it wouldn't have certainly not helped the situation, but it wasn't the beginning and the end for Arsene Wenger, was it? And they got beat 6 the week after, or whenever it was. They can score at will this side, and we have to make sure that we can hopefully score against them.
You've already sort of touched on it, but if you ignore one player, then another one creeps in. Is there one in particular, whether it be Negredo or Aguero or Toure, the way he is this season, that you think poses the biggest threat?
You have to look at Negredo recently. I mean, he's been fantastic and scoring, but he can't score on his own. He's got the back end of the rest of the side. Navas, Silva, as you say, Aguero. They got no end of talents, and we would have to all be honest and say that
their biggest strength, Man City, is when they attack. So let's hope that we can try and make them defend as much as possible. I mean, the only boys, what can help you with, the only boys who are not training in the squad at the moment are Andros and Eric Lamela. Everyone else is back to training, and they have been for a week or so. What I'm very cautious of is making sure that they're ready to play, and I don't want to rush anyone back, because I think we've rushed people back in the past and they end up getting injured for another 8-10 weeks, which is not what we want. You know, this is a huge game, and the temptation is also great for me to throw in what we perceive to be our best players, but they've all done very well over this difficult period, you know, with a very small squad because of a lot of injuries over the Christmas period, and we've done very, very well in the Premier League.